In today's adventure, we are in Jordan, Minnesota, and this might not be Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, but we are at Minnesota's largest candy store. So obviously they've got all sorts of candy that we're gonna check out, but they also have popcorn, sodas, pies, and if that's not enough, they've got a British phone booth, an animatronic band, and a fortune teller. Let's go check it out.
This is Fun Across America.
Robert, thank you so much for having us out to Minnesota's largest candy store. I would love to hear the story about how this place came to be.
The origins of the store go back before I was born, when my father came back from serving in World War II. He started growing apples in the Minnesota River Valley. The first store was probably 16 sheets of plywood, and that was the first store, and that worked. And then he built a second store, and then my senior year in high school, we built this, just the barn. It was just a 80-foot barn, that's all it was. In about 2005, we were hit with a series of hailstorms that took our crop, wiped us out. And so we started thinking we need to be, diversifying, we need to do some other things. And ultimately, one day we tried some candy and it got a little bit of traction. And
who doesn't love candy?
Yeah, one thing led to another, and the candy just kept building.
You're Minnesota's largest. Was there a conscious effort to say, hey, we're this now, we want to be the largest, or did that just happen by accident?
When it comes to advertising, there's very little due diligence and proof and whatnot. You can say anything.
Yeah.
So way back in the beginning, we said we're Minnesota's largest, but we really are Minnesota's largest, and we base that on the fact that we go out and we're looking at other stores. We're looking for ideas, and I know that folks come in here. I like it being Minnesota's as opposed to the larger Midwest or whatever, because there's just something, about the roots of Minnesota. And, I've been in Minnesota all my life and many generations back. And so just having that in the name is really important to me.
Robert took us all around the store, and to no surprise, this place was filled with as many stories as there was candy.
I got to talk about candy cigarettes. So candy cigarettes are so politically incorrect that there are areas that do not allow them to be sold.
Okay.
You cannot sell a candy cigarette. The Minnesota State Legislature put out a law, I'm going to say about a decade ago, that said, how does it read? You can make the candy cigarette look like a real cigarette, but you can't make a cigarette look like candy. There you go.
Makes sense.
Anyway, so we sell lots of candy cigarettes, and there's this one grandmother that comes in, and for Halloween, she's just a rebel in the neighborhood, I can tell. She buys tons of candy cigarettes, and that's what she gives out to all the little kids that come to her door. And I know some of those parents are like, you are not going to go to Helen's house. She's going to give you candy cigarettes, and that's how you're going to get introduced to that bad habit, on and on.
That's great.
Anyway, so we will sell of these. So we're open for 7 months.
Yeah.
We'll sell easily 200,000 of these.
Oh my gosh.
200,000 candy cigarettes.
And half of them are to Helen.
Right.
Not only is this place filled with candy and snacks from across the globe, they also have life-size, officially licensed Disney, Nickelodeon, and Marvel statues and art that are almost impossible to get your hands on.
Okay, so we're in the planetarium, and the original idea behind this was we wanted an iconic structure, on the 169 corridor, and round buildings was going to be this unique thing. Like, hey, let's build a round building. You don't see round buildings anywhere, and I know why. Round buildings are extremely difficult to build.
This is really cool. I mean, and the ceiling is rotating, right?
Right. So the ceiling, we have it set up where the ceiling rotates and then it stops, rotates and then stops. So you don't really know. It's like, did that move?
I was gonna say, I noticed it when I came in, but then when I looked up to tell you that, I'm like, it's not moving right now.
So when we wanted to be, Minnesota's largest candy store and have all this unique candies, I told my daughter, who's the buyer, I said, Christine, I don't want to see a Snickers here. I don't want a Three Musketeers. I don't want that. You can get that every 2 minutes going down the road. I don't want that here. Well, so that's our approach. That's how we go into it. Well, sure enough, We have a customer coming in going, "You're Minnesota's largest candy store and you don't have a Snickers bar? What's going on?"
Yeah.
So they were like, "Oh, okay, we're gonna have a Snickers bar."
Yeah.
And there's folks that they're dad or whatever's coming in with the kids, or the grandparents are coming with the kids,
Yep.
and that's the candy they want, you know. Whereas the kids are gonna try everything.
Yeah.
So we have to have the things that you have every day,
Yep.
but in addition to.
I think this is something that, as much as we can show, you're not going to be able to fully experience this place until you come check it out yourself.
Right.
So I hope everybody that watches this does, because you can't get all of this in a video. So that was Minnesota's largest candy store. I feel like we didn't even see like 10% of everything they had in there, so you know we're going to have to come back. But for now, I will see you at the next place.